All right, so thank you everyone for your patience. We will begin now. So welcome everyone. My name is Elisa Slodzinska and I work for the City of Chicago Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection, BACP. Welcome to the BACP Business Education Workshop Webinar Series. We have adapted our regular business education workshops at City Hall into these webinars until further notice. On behalf of our Commissioner, Rosa Escarino, I want to inform you that business licenses can be processed online where applicable by visiting chicagobusinessdirect.org. And any websites or emails that I mentioned will be posted in the chat box, so you'll be able to reference them there. And if you are part of the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program, you can get credit for joining this webinar by sending an email to bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. If you want to learn about the program, please visit chicago.gov/business education. To help guide your business and employees during Chicago's reopening process, including the new mitigations that go into effect today at midnight, please visit chicago.gov/reopening. Also, BACP and the City of Chicago's Office of Emergency Management and Communications created Chi-Biz emergency alerts. You can opt in to receive targeted emergency alerts for the business community. If you are interested, please visit chicago.gov/Chi-Biz alerts. And once again, this information will be in the chat box, so you'll be able to reference it there. And we encourage attendees to ask questions. Please use the chat box and send your questions to all panelists. There will be a question and answer session at the end of the presentation. And today's webinar will be Get in the Know, Resources for Your Small Business. It will be presented by Edwin Tumlos, Assistant Commissioner of the Small Business Advocacy Division at BACP. Welcome, Edwin.
Thank you, Lisa. Truly appreciate being here, and thank you all for attending. We're excited to share with you resources for your small business. As Elisa mentioned, my name is Edwin Tumlos. I'm the Assistant Commissioner for the Neighborhood Business Development Centers program, and I'm part of the team of the Small Business Advocacy team of the Chief Small Business Officer, Kenya Merritt, who unfortunately had a scheduling conflict and was originally scheduled to do this, but I'm gladly subbing in. So let us begin. What are we going to be covering today, excuse me? Well, we're going to be talking about, first and foremost, introducing you, if you're not already familiar with our department, the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection. And then also, I'll be talking briefly about the Neighborhood Business Development Centers program that we oversee. Then we're going to do a deep dive on the resources for entrepreneurs. The slides are a bit text heavy, so I'll warn you of that. And it was designed so that when you view this presentation again, that you are able to capture the full essence of the content for each item. And then we reserve time in the end to have a question and answer session. So please feel free to ask questions. However, hopefully we answer most, if not all of your questions throughout the presentation. And then again, as I mentioned, we'll have the reserved time for Q&A afterwards. So about our department, the City of Chicago's Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection is a multifunctional department. It was actually two departments merged into one. One being business affairs and the other is consumer protection. It's divided into multiple divisions, and the divisions are, first and foremost, the Small Business Center, which essentially is our business licensing and public way use permitting division. We handle all licenses in the City of Chicago. So essentially, when and if you are ready to open your business, depending if you're regulated by the state, and if not, then most likely you will need to get a business license in the city of Chicago. And the only licensing agency is our department through our Small Business Center. In our department, we are also responsible for business compliance and enforcement, and we have a team that handles that. Also, the local liquor control commissioner is part of our small business center as well, and that team is responsible for issuing liquor licenses as well as other hospitality related business licenses. Then our team with our chief small business officer is in the small business advocacy team, and we'll talk briefly about that a little bit later. And then this workshop is courtesy of our outreach team, our outreach and education team, who does a wonderful job of letting entrepreneurs know of all the resources that the city offers, as well as our other agencies. And also providing you with free workshops for businesses. We also manage the municipal television as well. Then we have a division for prosecutions and adjudication, that being for those bad businesses, unfortunately, that are cited, and if they are contesting their citation, then the adjudication actually happens at our adjudication center. And then we also have public vehicle licensing and administration. So we handle a lot, and our focus for this presentation is the offerings that we have through our small business advocacy. And one of the main things that we do is we oversee the Neighborhood Business Development Centers program. So the snapshot that you see on the right is our BACP webpage, where you will find more information about each of our divisions. When you have the time, please do so, check it out. You can just simply type chicago.gov/BACP. About the Neighborhood Business Development Centers program. Essentially, it's a grant program for nonprofit business service organizations and chambers of commerce. Essentially, what it does is we ask our grantees to serve as a liaison between you, the entrepreneur, and local businesses, and the city of Chicago. We know that sometimes navigating the city is a little bit difficult, and so our NBDCs are there to assist you. They provide neighborhood business development services. And the image on the right side is a map of the service areas of our currently 67 neighborhood business development centers throughout the city. Again, they are there as a resource for you to assist you find the resources you need to either start your business, grow, or transition. To find this information, please go to our dedicated NBDC page, which is chicago.gov/NBDC. And if I didn't mention it earlier, these services are free for you as a City of Chicago entrepreneur. You can visit any of the NBDCs, schedule them, due to, unfortunately, the pandemic. Most or all of our NBDCs are doing their services remotely, but you can still schedule an appointment with them and still conduct a consultation to assist you with your business needs. Now, in terms of starting your business, what we like to have you do first and foremost, if we are to go in the order, is first and foremost, get the counseling that you need in order for you to be a smarter entrepreneur. Not that you already aren't, right? But at the same token, wanting to ensure that you are aware of all the resources that is available to you free of charge, so that you can get the assistance you need. One of the great resources out there are the Illinois Small Business Development Centers, or the SBDCs. And they are located throughout the state, actually. It's a state, well, it's a federal program, and there are state versions of it. And essentially, they provide information, they provide confidential business guidance, as well as training and other resources to start up and also assist existing small businesses. They include one-on-one business advice and management assistance, as well as assistance with development of business plans, help with accessing market information, and the development of marketing plans and so forth. It runs the gamut. They do everything that you need in terms of getting your business started and getting it going. They're located, some of our NBDCs are actually also SBDCs. So they are the Women's Business Development Center, the Chicagoland Chamber of Commerce, Little Village Chamber of Commerce, Bethel New Life, Greater Inglewood CDC, Greater Southwest, Far South, Rogers Park, South Shore. And essentially check out our website, as I mentioned, chicago.gov/NBDCs. Look for these agencies, and we have their contact information there. Or you can always obviously search them on the web. Now, what we have in-house, when our Small Business Center was available for in-person visitation, is our Small Business Solution Station. And our hope essentially is obviously when we can, again, open our Small Business Center, you can utilize the services offered in our Small Business Station while you actually wait to obtain your business license. Sometimes trying to get your business license takes a little while. And so to make better use of your time in a waiting area, you can actually meet with any one of our nonprofit business service organizations who are there to assist you on almost every day of the week. So, for example, the partner organizations that are there is SCORE, the Law Project, and Women's Business Development Center, as well as the IRS and Assurance Chicago. Also, part of the Outreach and Education team's programs is the Business Startup Certificate Program, which Elisa mentioned earlier, and essentially requires the completion of curriculum within a certain time period. And the completion of the Startup Certificate Program provides entrepreneurs and experienced business owners the basic fundamentals for licensing, opening, or expanding your business. So more information is in our Outreach and Education team's webpage. As I mentioned, one of our nonprofit partners who are part of the Solution Station is SCORE Chicago. To let you know more about what they do, SCORE is actually an acronym for Service Corps of Retired Executives. They are a national nonprofit association dedicated to helping small businesses get off the ground, grow, and achieve their goals through education and mentorship, which is really important if you're starting a business, especially mentors that are in your industry. As a former business owner myself, I could certainly have used these services had I known it at the time, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd still be, I guess, be in business. But it's one of those things where this is one of those critical little tidbits, little nuggets that you should take to heart. When you have an opportunity, do meet with a representative and hope that you can find a mentor within the industry of your business to assist you, hopefully to, again, give you the knowledge and information to hopefully not waste your time and money. At the end of the day, you don't want to be making the wrong decisions. And if they can provide you with insight as to the pitfalls, the most common things that, the mistakes that entrepreneurs make, they can let you know. And so do keep that in mind. SCORE provides advice on small business loans, starting a business, drafting a business plan, management consulting as such. The contact information is there, but obviously you can always go to chicago.score.org. The Law Project is short for the Community Law Project, which is run by the Chicago Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights. They provide legal assistance to help low and moderate income entrepreneurs through the Small Business Legal Assistance Program. They assist startups as well as existing businesses with a variety of transactional matters, including negotiating lease provisions, determining corporate structure, reviewing trademark and other intellectual property issues, as well as addressing insurance issues and so forth. For more information, please go to the website, which is www.clccrul.org. Is another one of those key things where if you're just starting up and if you haven't already registered your business, it is critical. And so you should, if you haven't already, procured the services of professional services to assist you in deciding the appropriate business entity for your needs. And as I mentioned, the importance of business registration. One of the key things is that when you apply for a business license, and one of the things that we ask for is that, are you registered? Is your business a registered business already with the Secretary of State? And so in order for you to obtain a City of Chicago business license, you will need to have certain information in advance so that your license application process is not delayed. And one of those things that we ask for are your business registration information. But with that said, for the City of Chicago, most, again, as I mentioned, if not all, of businesses in the City of Chicago are licensed through our Small Business Center. Now, also, if you registered your business, or excuse me, if you decide your business entity type is going to be sole proprietor or general partnership, and then you'll be conducting business other than your actual name, then essentially you're conducting business or doing business as an assumed name. And if you're doing so, then as a sole proprietor or general partnership, you must obtain an assumed name certificate from the Cook County Clerk's Assumed Names Unit. More information at the Cook County Clerk's site. Then, if you're registering your business as a limited partnership, corporation, LLC, or NFP, or any other business type other than sole proprietor and general partnership, then you have to register it with the Secretary of State. And when you register with the Secretary of State, you will be provided with a file number. That file number is the information that we're going to ask you during the business license application process. So please have that ready when you are ready to apply. Also, on the federal aspect of things, for any type of legal entity, you will need an EIN, or an employer identification number. It's required to file and pay your federal taxes. Now, for sole proprietors, it may not be needed. Your Social Security might be accepted. However, depending on how you answer the questions on the IRS website, it will let you know whether or not you can utilize your Social Security number in place of the EIN if you're a sole proprietor. But for every other legal entity type, you will need to get an EIN, which again you can procure through the IRS website. Then, in the state of Illinois Department of Revenue, you are going to need to obtain through them, for state tax purposes, an account ID number. So essentially, if you're conducting business in Illinois, you need to obtain what's called a certificate of registration. And within that is the account ID number, which we will also ask as part of the business license application process. And that's why we list this important information here to save you time when you are applying and that you are prepared so that you have all the information needed for you to successfully apply for a City of Chicago business license. Speaking of business licensing at the Small Business Center, it is a requirement, like I mentioned, for most businesses operating in Chicago. There are exemptions. As I mentioned, if you are licensed by the state of Illinois, then you are exempt. For example, if you're a doctor or attorney or architect or CPA, then you do not need to obtain a business license with us. Also, trade licenses are not issued by our department. Trade licenses such as general contractors, electricians, plumbers, and carpenters, that trade license, or those trade licenses, excuse me, are issued by the Department of Buildings. So other than those licensed by the state and those licensed by the Department of Building, everyone else falls under our purview, which is licensing through the Small Business Center. And the image on the right is an example City of Chicago business license certificate, which you must display if your license type does have a certificate. Some actually have an ID, so it varies. But when you are provided a certificate, know that you cannot start or open your doors, so to speak, until you have the actual license certificate. Until then, even though you're in the middle or in the process of the license application, you cannot start your business. You must have your license certificate first. How do you apply for a business license? To the right, let's start is if we had the Small Business Center open for business in person, unfortunately not right now, it would be in City Hall, 8th floor at 121 North LaSalle. The schedule is noted as such as 8:30 to 4:30, and it does get rather busy, so we do recommend making an appointment by calling our business contact center at 312-74-GO-BIZ. That's 312-744-6249. Let's go back to the left-hand side, applying for an online application. So because you cannot go in person right now, obviously, you must apply online. It has been an option for a while now, and you can access what used to be called the Chicago Business License Application System. It is now called Chicago Business Direct, and Lisa mentioned the website URL earlier, but you can also access it through the Small Business Center's webpage and just click on a button that says apply for a business license, where it actually provides you with more information about business licensing, such as the licensing application requirements. There are a lot more than what we're mentioning here, depending on the license application type. And then also to view the various different business licenses. We have a business license grid there. And so, and more information. So please take the time to check that out. The online system is available anytime, obviously. However, it is only processed during business hours. So therefore, if you're putting in an application on a weekend or a holiday, know that it will not be seen until the following business day, because an actual live person processes the application. Should you need assistance with your online application, you can also call our business contact center for that, and they can assist you or walk you through the process if need be. And again, you may contact them at 312-74-GO-BIZ. That's 744-6249, Monday to Friday from 8 to 5. As I mentioned, our outreach and education team provides business education. The business education workshop is free for anybody who wants to attend. They are on Wednesdays and Fridays. Um, you can look at that on our webpage at the cityofchicago.org/business education. Topics range from startup operations to financing to marketing, social media, and more. And classes are taught by industry professionals or not-for-profit agencies, as well as city employees. Other helpful and really great resource when we have the chance to be able to be on the road. We had the Small Business Center on the road expos. Now we actually have them virtually, and the virtual expos are essentially a great resource in learning from really inspirational entrepreneurs and business owners, and then also getting an opportunity to learn more about the various resources that I'll be talking about later on today. So it is an opportunity that should not be missed. We hold them several times a year, so please make sure that you check our outreach and education team's webpage regularly to find out more information. And then the Business Startup Certificate Program, as I mentioned earlier, is also a great thing to have under your belt, so to speak, because essentially it'll help you be a better business owner in a sense, because it will prepare you accordingly, as well as provide you with the essential elements of starting and growing your business. You can earn your Business Startup Certificate when you complete the curriculum. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the Small Business Center Solution Station is another great resource through which is part of our outreach and education team. And so when that is available again, make sure that you don't miss that. Now, we have various neighborhood resources that you can also utilize. Beginning with the SSAs, or the Special Service Areas. SSAs are geographic districts that fund expanded programs and services within a city designated area through property tax levies. Before contacting an SSA provider, first check if your business is in an SSA district. And you can find that information, or you can check out a map and where the SSAs are through the City of Chicago's website, and just type SSA and it'll take you to the page that manages it. The SSA providers can support services including public property beautification and maintenance, safety, building rehab rebates, district marketing, public meetings, and information about SSA decision-making processes. So please make sure you check that out. Again, the City of Chicago website is a great resource, and merely type on the search field to find a lot of great information. The key word for this search is Special Service Areas. We also have Local Industrial Retention Initiative Councils, or LIRIs. And LIRIs are agencies that are city contracted nonprofits that provide economic development services to companies located in and around specific industrial corridors. They can help you with information about a particular industrial corridor, neighborhood, or business industry, and getting a new small business started, troubleshooting city-related issues, as well as connecting you to financial resources, as well as business-to-business networking and employment, workforce development. So they are another key component to the assistance that we can provide. And again, for more information about LIRIs, it is also managed by a different department. And so please type in the keyword LIRI or Local Industrial Retention Initiative Councils on the city's search page. Another terrific resource that we sometimes forget is available to us are our city's libraries. Specifically, the Harold Washington Library Center actually has small business experts on hand to assist you. Additionally, your local branch is an excellent place to begin your business search. With your library card, you can also access online resources anywhere. And also, they can provide you with internet access if you don't happen to have internet access at your place. Library provides many specialized business databases, including ones for business plans, industry news, and company directories. Again, this is a great way to arm yourself with information, and so that you're prepared accordingly as an entrepreneur, so that you know what are the industry-related trends, as well as maybe finding out what other companies are doing, right? So that information is key, and something to keep in mind that you can find this information freely at one of the libraries. Also, the Small Business Popular Topics page of the Chicago Public Library website highlights these databases that I just mentioned and provides links to business events, selected business books, as well as additional business resources. So please check out the Chicago Public Library website. Other business resources, well, we partner with our local universities who have entrepreneurship programs, as well as business development assistance. Namely, the University of Chicago has the Polsky Center, and at the Polsky Center, they conduct, workshops, provide business education courses, and it's also an incubator and accelerator as well. So check out the University of Chicago's Polsky Center for more information. Also, the Northwestern Kellogg School of Business has a program, the Ascend 2020 Business Growth Program, engages a select cohort of 15 to 17 minority-owned and other businesses that hire a significant percentage of employees from Chicago's under-resourced neighborhoods. There's a specific criteria, but if you fall within that criteria, you may qualify and be able to attend their growth program. Again, for more information, please check out Northwestern Kellogg School of Business webpage. The DePaul University Coleman Entrepreneurship provides services as well. Women in Entrepreneurship Institute Accelerate Her program is one of the things that they provide, as well as their Coleman Mentorship program. Again, mentorship is key, and this is a local resource that you should not bypass. It's a great opportunity. Please check DePaul University's Coleman Entrepreneurship webpage for that. Another great resource is the Women's Business Development Center, which is actually an organization that's part of our Neighborhood Business Development Centers program. What they offer is a program called Scale Up. It's an intensive 8-week seminar that gives established businesses the tools to grow. Each week, the class dives into a different side of business and gives owners the opportunity to review and learn and push themselves to the next level. There is a specific criteria that you be in business for more than 2 years and have a certain amount of revenue. Please check out the Women's Business Development Center webpage when you have an opportunity. By the way, you don't have to be a woman to get assistance from the Women's Business Development Center. However, they do focus on servicing women. And then the next resource is World Business Chicago. It's one of our service partners. And WBC is a public and private nonprofit partnership that drives inclusive economic growth, job creation, supports businesses, and promotes Chicago as a leading global city. One of the new tools that they have, which we collaborated on actually in creating, is called Shy Biz Hub. And Shy Biz Hub, and please note that it's a great resource. It can be found at shy, CHIBIZHUB.com. And what it is essentially is a portal, a free of charge portal that you can utilize as a Chicago business owner and entrepreneur to find the appropriate resource for your needs. As a great resource, they also have all of our neighborhood business development centers within the database. If you could think of it as sort of like a yellow pages for business support organizations. They have a listing with descriptions. So it within a snapshot, without having to search separately, you can go to shybizhub.com and find many useful resources. Also, World Business Chicago can help startups through their innovation ecosystem. They help businesses grow through their workforce initiatives. They also help expand and locate through their site selection services. And then through their Chicago Anchors program for a strong economy, they can help those businesses within specific areas of the city that are typically underserved get procurement opportunities. For more information, please go to World Business Chicago's website at www.worldbusinesschicago.com. Now, for those of you who are interested in incubators and co-working spaces, we're not going to delve into too much detail with that, but these are just some of the incubators and co-working spaces in Chicago that you should be aware of. And again, utilize this as part of your search keywords. ICNC is great, 1871. I think everybody knows that. Blue Lacuna, 2112. Sunshine Enterprises, The Hatchery, especially for those folks in the food industry. The Hatchery is a great place for you to start utilizing their incubator space. And then the Honeycomb Network. So leaving this up for a little bit so that you have an opportunity to take note of it. And again, utilize it accordingly. Please do the searches and find out more information about the following incubators and co-working spaces. If you need assistance in finding capital, one of the category types for our neighborhood development centers are the small business opportunity centers. These are the business support organizations who are contracted with us to assist you with preparing you as an entrepreneur and business owner for either borrowing or matching you with the right lender, or if you're not interested in borrowing, then perhaps getting you some funding through grants. As I mentioned, they are part of the NBDC program, so do utilize them. As I mentioned, you can go to chicago.gov/NBDC, and you will see a listing of all the NBDCs as well as a map of where they're located. The current list of what we call SBOCs or SBOCs are Greater Inglewood CDC, Little Village, Polish American Chamber, Puerto Rican Cultural Center, West Humboldt Park, Westtown, Rogers Park, and Women's Business Development Center. So please make sure that you check out their respective web pages to find out their full suite of services. Another great resource is the Chicago Microlending Institute, where we have these following organizations who are part of it to help assist you with funding. The first resource, Acción Chicago, provides loans from $300 to $1 million. These loans can be used for working capital, to purchase inventory, for equipment and other hard assets, for short-term business training, for promotion and advertising, and to retire existing business debt, or for purchasing an existing business. Please go to Action's website for more information. The Chicago Neighborhood Initiative Microfinance Group provides credit to small businesses that do not have access to loans from commercial sources. CNI MFG offers loans of $50,000 for established businesses and startup businesses, as well as credit builder loans ranging from $500 to $5,000 with terms from 6 to 72 months. For more information, please check out their website at cnimfg.org. And then Women's Business Development Center. They are definitely a great resource. As I mentioned earlier, they have a full suite of services, and one of them is also lending. They can provide loans for new and existing small businesses in the state of Illinois. So you must be in Illinois, but not just in Chicago. And targeted towards businesses in low to moderate income communities. Loans for existing businesses as well as startups. They range from $1,000 to $75,000. Please check them out at wbdc.org. Also, if you're not familiar with Kiva, it's a crowdsourcing platform. It's another great resource for those who unfortunately don't get the financing that they need from the larger commercial banks. Excuse me. And they can provide you direct lending through their services at kiva.org, kiva.org. Now, through our City of Chicago Department of Planning and Development, so a separate department from us, but the Department of Planning and Development, DPD, actually offers grants as well. For example, they have the Small Business Improvement Fund, or SBIF. It's a matching grant to cover half of the cost of remodeling work, with a maximum of $250K for industrial and $150K for commercial. The Neighborhood Opportunity Fund, or the NOF. NOF receives funds from downtown development in order to support commercial corridors in Chicago's underserved neighborhoods. Businesses and property owners may apply for grant funding that will pay for the development or rehab of real estate and projects that support new or expanding businesses or cultural assets. So you must be within a specific geographical area to be able to apply for that. And you can check out www.neighborhoodopportunityfund.com for more information. Or you can also find the links at DPD's website. Just simply search for DPD at the city's webpage. Also, the state of Illinois has current grant opportunities. If you go to www.illinois.gov/DCEO, you can find information about the current grant opportunities that they have. Currently, right now, they have the Business Interruption Grant, otherwise known as BIG, and it's a $220 million second round of the program that's currently available to provide relief for all types of small businesses that with a particular focus on businesses downstate and disproportionately impacted areas, and for heavily impacted industry and regions. So for more information, check out the State of Illinois' DCEO department website. And then also there's the Distressed Communities Grant as well. More information at the state's website. Other funding options, as I mentioned earlier, Kiva is a crowdfunding platform. You can also try Kickstarter and GoFundMe. For more information about crowdfunding, please check out their respective websites. And now, regarding our small business advocacy unit, we have hosted and conducted several programs and initiatives that help entrepreneurs as well as promote the business ecosystem. For example, all of our NBDCs currently are part of a group that meets on a periodic basis, and they're called Shy Biz Chats. And essentially, the management team of each of our 67 agencies meet to collaborate and share best practices, and also find out any business updates, business information updates that they can share with the entrepreneurs and business owners in their respective service areas. As I mentioned, Shy Biz Hub earlier is a partnership that was a collaborative effort with our department as well as WBC. And when you have an opportunity, please check out that website. It's a business portal. One of the great initiatives that we had was we assisted in with the Chicago Riverwalk Community Marketplace in helping ensure that equal representation of underserved populations are represented within the Riverwalk business set of businesses within the Riverwalk. Another great opportunity that we were able to assist with is with Navy Pier's Neighborhood Artisan Market, where we also enlisted the assistance of our neighborhood business development centers to help ensure that the underserved population of business owners are represented at Navy Pier. And it was a great opportunity to get a footprint in Navy Pier when it was open, because obviously it was a high traffic area, and most businesses unfortunately don't have an opportunity to be there. And the small businesses that were assisted by our neighborhood business developments to be part of it truly benefited greatly from that initiative. Other initiatives that we had were Shy Biz Blues, where at the beginning of the year, we like to help promote businesses through our neighborhood business development centers, so that to assist in driving traffic to their locales, and now driving traffic to their websites. Then there's Shy Biz Pride, and helping promote LGBTQ owned businesses in the city. And then Shy Biz Shops to help promote shopping locally and the holiday season. And then Shy Biz Women to help celebrate women entrepreneurs and promote women entrepreneur-owned businesses throughout the month of November. Now, we disseminate a lot of information regularly through our social media, which is run by the great team of our Outreach and Education Division. Please make note of our social media tags. Our team regularly puts forth, especially now with regular updates to the specific pandemic type of actions that we all must take, so that we are in compliance and to help ensure that we help stem the tide of COVID. So there's some key information that's always shared by our team, and please be in the loop and make sure that you are part of our social media feeds. And that concludes our presentation. My name again is Edwin Tumlos. I'm the Assistant Commissioner for the Neighborhood Business Development Centers Program for the Department of Business Affairs and Consumer Protection's Small Business Advocacy Team. We're going to open the floor up now for Q&A. So, Elisa?
Yes, thank you so much for giving all that information about our resources. To our attendees, if you have questions, please send them in the chat box to all panelists so we can see them. And let's see, first question. Second. Are the centers doing virtual consultations or virtual appointments? So all NBDCs, if you can talk a little bit about counseling during this time.
Sure, absolutely. Yes, all NBDCs are currently conducting their consultations remotely. So when you contact them, you can schedule an appointment so that they can assist you accordingly, and they will be assisting you virtually.
Great. This is more of a licensing question, but someone's asking, do you need a business license if you only do online sales?
Irrespective of whether or not you have a physical location or not, depending on your business activity, you will need a City of Chicago business license. So it doesn't matter if you're online only, as long as you're conducting commerce and it falls within the purview, the activity that you're doing falls within the purview of our code, our municipal code, you need to obtain the appropriate City of Chicago business license. To find out for sure, I would suggest you contact our business contact center at 312-74-GO-BIZ. That's 312-74-GO-BIZ, 744-6249, and they can assist you and let you know what business license you need to obtain.
And once again, everyone, I see several licensing questions coming in. This is not a business licensing webinar. We're talking about business resources for your business. We did host a business licensing 101 webinar probably a couple weeks ago, and it is available for viewing on our YouTube page, which is youtube.com/Chicago BACP. And I'll post that link in the chat box. The next question, Edwin, is what if your business will not be located in the neighborhoods listed on the NBDC page? So do you need to be in the neighborhood to join that chapter or that chamber? How does that work?
Good question. I'm sorry I didn't make that clear. You do not have to be within that neighborhood or within the agency's specific service area. As a matter of fact, when you have an opportunity and check out the map of the service areas that I noted at NBDC, at the NBDC page, you'll note that some of the agencies are actually citywide. So they actually service everybody in the entire city because they have the capacity to do so. But if you prefer to, if you're intending to open a business with a physical location at a specific neighborhood, then it would probably behoove you to consult with an agency in that neighborhood or an agency that services the neighborhood that you intend to open your business, because theoretically they should know that area better than anybody else and will assist you in finding the appropriate location. So the answer is no, you don't need to be in their service area. And yeah, I would highly suggest that you contact them and make an appointment, especially if you intend to open a physical location within that service area.
Someone asked for the contact information for the law project. So I just want to mention that I did post that in the chat box. Their website is there. So you can look over in the chat box. Next question is more of a general license question. how long before I establish or start a business do I need to have a business license?
Oh, so good question. Well, before you start conducting business, you must have a City of Chicago business license if it's applicable. Okay? So the first thing you should do is obviously do your homework, attend workshops, and then register your business accordingly. Either you could do it yourself or you can hire a professional services organization to assist you with registering your business legally with the IRS, with the state, and then you should apply for your business license. So that's the sequence that you should take. Okay. However, you cannot operate or start your business, be it product or service, before you get your City of Chicago business license.
Several people asking about the certificate program. I did post the information in the chat box. If you are part of the program or want to sign up, to send us an email at bacpoutreach@cityofchicago.org. And to learn about the program, go to chicago.gov/business education. Let's see. What is the difference between an NBDC and an SBDC?
Sure. The NBDC, or Neighborhood Business Development Centers program, is a City of Chicago funded program. Essentially, they receive funding from the City of Chicago, specifically from our grant program, to service entrepreneurs in the City of Chicago and business owners as well. The SBDC is a state program. Really, it's federal, but there's on a state level. So they are a different entity altogether. And depending, some organizations, some business service organization can be both because they applied for both programs. So they're separate programs. The city program is NBDC. The state program is the SBDC.
Great. Someone asked, who can help me reopening my SBDW certification? Edwin, are you familiar with that acronym?
Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with that acronym.
Me neither. If that person could just send over a follow-up explaining what certification they are mentioning. For those asking about licensing, we are processing business license still. I posted the website in the chat box. There is a contact form on that website, or as Edwin mentioned, you could just call. It's 312-74-GO-BIZ. This person's asking, do these resources apply to small businesses such as online clothing boutique? So do these resources apply to any specific industry or overall?
Good question. So these apply to all industries. However, there are additional resources that are not listed here, but when you visit some of our partner organizations, they may offer you additional resources that are specific to your industry. I highly recommend that you do the appropriate search for your industry, and the resources that we provided here is just a start. There's a lot more, but we hope that what we provided you are the gateways through their respective websites, that you find out more information that is specific to your industry. But no, the ones that I discussed here, there isn't a specific industry type, as long as you meet certain criteria that they noted.
A couple more questions are coming in about business licensing. Once again, this is not a business licensing workshop. We do have our business license experts, part of the Small Business Center, who are working remotely and are available. I posted the website on the chat box. It's chicagobusinessdirect.org. A question came in regarding SCORE. Will SCORE match me with a mentor? Edwin, do you want to talk a little bit about not necessarily what SCORE offers, but just our partnership with them?
Sure. Well, SCORE is part of our solution station when our small business center is open, and they are there to provide their services for free. And one of them is to try to find the appropriate mentor for you. They have several locations, and I believe they're working virtually as well right now. So please contact them at their website, and they can locate the appropriate resource for you and refer you to a representative who can then partner you with the appropriate mentor.
Great. And I did post their website in the chat box. It is score.chicago.org. And I believe Edwin is correct in saying that they are working remotely, so that one-on-one consultation can still happen just remotely. And going back, the person explained what the SBDW was. The acronym is for Small Business Disabled Woman. It depends if you are certified with the city of Chicago or at the state level. Our department does not handle certifications for businesses. So that's actually the Department of Procurement Services. I'll post their website in the chat box as well. I don't see, oh, here's one more question, Edwin. What do you recommend for who to reach out to for minority-owned manufacturing businesses?
So for the manufacturing, depending on where you're at, where the business is located, I spoke briefly about what the Department of Planning and Development, DPD, offers certain grant programs, and within the grant programs, they have agencies that can assist those who are in manufacturing. So please check out the Department of Planning and Development's webpage and go to their programs. And within that is information on where you can get assistance for your minority-owned manufacturing business. And also, too, you can visit one of our neighborhood business development centers, find one that's closest to you or covers your business service area, and they can assist you there as well. So again, they're working remotely, so check out our map, and then you can then check out our list for their contact information and schedule an appointment to have a consultation so they can assist you in finding the appropriate resource.
Great, thank you. And I did put that website in the chat box to find your NBDC. It is chicago.gov/NBDC. And as Edwin mentioned, the list of the NBDCs are on that website, and you could just search for which one is in line with your industry or neighborhood. All right, and I believe that concludes. And just some quick points again, in reference to the BACP Entrepreneur Certificate Program. If you are interested, you could send us an email or visit the website. I did post that in the chat box. And then for business licensing questions, head over to chicagobusinessdirect.org or give the Small Business Center a call at 312-74-GO-BIZ. Our city employees are still working just remotely, so we are here to help you. And just really quickly, this webinar is being recorded. And if all goes well, fingers crossed, we are hopeful that we can post it on our YouTube channel. So you'll be able to rewatch these amazing resources one more time. And with that, I leave it to you, Edwin. Any final words for our entrepreneurs?
Just thank you for taking the right first steps in order to arm yourself with the right information to assist you to be the best entrepreneur and business owner that you can be. Congratulations on your first great step. Good luck on your endeavor, and know that we are here to assist you whenever you need us in terms of support for your business. Thank you and stay safe.
Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.